Nintendo! Camelot!
Wiiviewer!
Mario Tennis Power Tour is the Game Boy Advance version of the popular Mario Tennis series. In this series, Mario and his friends get together for a rousing game of tennis. Mario pretty much could do anything, it seems. He's an amateur racer, baseball star, and golf enthusiast, and tennis pro. Is there anything Mario can't do? Well, maybe plumbing, as I've seen the way he does it, and it's wildly inefficient. I know I've said this before, but when are we gonna get Mario football? And I'm not talking about soccer. I'm talking about real American football. I know it's a Japanese company, but let's be real here. The Wii U is only really selling in America. It's time to pander to us a little. I have never played this title before, nor until a couple weeks ago when it was requested by Ace Plays did I even remember that it even existed. I had no idea that this came out for the eShop, but it was there for only $7, so I thought it could be fun. It turned out to be the strangest Mario Tennis game I've ever played. So there's a story, mini games, and exhibition mode. Let's talk about the biggest part of the game, and that's the story mode. Is it the epic story of how an overweight, out-of-shape, jack-of-all-trades Mario became the greatest tennis player of all time? No, it's about two kids who are at a tennis camp, and they have to rise through the ranks so they can play in a flower tournament in order to play the mass players. So you might be asking, are these the kid versions of Mario and Luigi? And is this a childhood memory? No, get that thought way out of your mind. In fact, get any thoughts of Mario out of your mind. He and his friends are an afterthought of this game. In the beginning, it really does kind of start out with a Harry Pottish type of he who must not be named when it came to them. I'm not kidding. I did not see anyone from the Mushroom Kingdom until about 3 or 4 hours into the story. That's how uninvolved the Mario crew is in the story in this game. It was so odd. The closest thing you're going to get to see to Mario in this game early on is this painting on the wall. Why are they calling this Mario Tennis? Shouldn't it be called, Tennis Camp Power Tour with special guest star Mario and friends? Imagine if Kirby wasn't in Kirby 64 and it was just some random character called, Merby, who sucks in enemies from a different direction. Or like in The Legend of Zelda, where Zelda wasn't the main... wait a minute. That's a bad example. But you get what I'm saying. The title was a little misleading. Well, anyways, like I said, it was about two kids. You can rename and reassign their gender if you want. I renamed my character Wiivie, as it only let me do 5 characters. The other character was a girl who wakes me up all of a sudden in the morning of my initiation into the camp, where I'm just laying down in my underwear. Hey, how about some boundaries, lady? We find out that we need to battle 4 groups of characters in each of the rankings in order to make it to the flower tournament so we can actually play against the characters that we actually paid the money to play against. You have to do this 3 times in order to get to the flower tournament. That's 12 matches. And that only counts if you play singles or doubles. You're going to have to do 12 more matches if you want to get to the finals of both tournaments, singles and doubles. They do try to give the characters personalities, but honestly it got to the point where I really couldn't tell them apart. There were just too many of them and none of them I cared playing against. The characters have bubbles above them to tell you their mood, but more often than not they would just nod at each other. In fact, they nodded so much I thought they were listening to heavy metal music. Oh man. Oh, I'm getting such a headache. How does anyone do this in a concert for a long period of time? I get some aspirin. As you beat the other players in the matches, you'll earn experience points. Now you get to choose how you use those experience points on a slider to see who gets how many points. Plus there are attribute points which you can use to improve your speed, power, serving abilities, and more. I love this part, as it made the characters more our own. The matches themselves were okay. It's hard to mess up tennis, but I did notice a couple things that were annoying. The character at the bottom or the top of the screen would often disappear because they couldn't put the whole court on the screen at the same time. There were a few times where I was in the back row and I had to use a picture of my character to know where I am, and it caused me to miss a few balls. But eventually I got used to it. The other major problem is something that happened a lot. There would be a really good rally between the two teams. Then all of a sudden, one of them would get hit by the ball, and it would be over. It was very disappointing when it would happen, almost like the game cheated us out of the fun of playing tennis. This wouldn't be such a big deal if it happened once or twice a match, but on some matches it would happen consistently. It was so frustrating. You could do power moves, which there are a few to choose from, and they were easy to switch. They could range from getting a ball just out of reach or doing very powerful hits. It was very easy to do. You just hold down the R button when the pixies are around you, and then hit the ball with the button that you choose. It'll do the power move that you've assigned. Now, there are mini games which were pretty fun to play. The mini games sometimes had you improving on your game by hitting it against a wall for points or hitting a ball in a certain location. Each level that you beat would give you more experience points, which you could give to you or your partner. Then there's also one other type of mini game, which will level up your power shots to be more powerful. These mini games really have nothing to do with tennis at all. In fact, they feel like rejected Mario Party games, but they were still pretty fun. Now, as you beat the other players on the teams, they're going to be available to play in the exhibition mode. So you're going to end up unlocking a lot of characters. Unfortunately, none of them you're going to give even a care about. But in the exhibition mode, there's still the normal Mario characters for you to play. So you finally get to play Mario Tennis in the way that you're expecting. Only in exhibition mode, though. There was a very limited selection of the Mushroom Kingdom's finest to pick from. It was very annoying. We had so many unlocked characters that we came across in our matches, but no one we bothered to play. You can unlock some Mario characters, but you have to do it way later in the story mode. Mario Tennis Power Tour is okay. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting. Once I got used to the fact that the Mario crew wasn't going to show up until the very end, but spoilers, but not really, because the game is called Mario Tennis, it wasn't that bad. I got used to it and I kind of sort of liked it at a certain point. Graphically, it looked good for a Game Boy Advance game, as long as you turned on the screen smoothing. The leveling up elements were really good. Playing tennis was fun and the minigames could get really frustratingly exciting, and I mean that in a good way. The title is only $7, and while it wasn't the greatest Mario Tennis game that I played, for the low cost, I would say it's definitely worth a buy. Well, thanks for watching me play some tennis. You should check out my previous review of The Letter for the WiiU Eshop, or check out my classic review of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Thanks for watching like always, and please subscribe.